Look, people are keep asking me, is 15 Pro really worth upgrading from a past generation or even 15 Pro Max? Short answer, yes, if you create professional content, but the truth is, no, not really. Let me explain what actually changed when I switched. Basically, everyone online, they talking about a better color science or a more dynamic range. Yeah, whatsoever. But here is what is actually changed for me in my own content. On the 15 Pro Max, the lock was annoying. Noisy shadows, weird color shift when the phone warmed up. Files look flat in a bad way, not a good way. Grading takes so long. But on the other hand, the 17 Pro, cleaner shadows, color stay consistent, doesn't shift mid-recording, grades faster and look more normal out of the camera. But all of these means nothing, it's not cinematic. It was basically just a less headache. And if you are like me shooting a lot of log content, that alone feels like an upgrade. The one thing that I actually noticed was overheating. This was where that the difference was real. The 15 Pro Max overheated constantly when I used to shoot outdoor or indoor 4K 60, especially for the A-roll talking head to head that the recording was constantly on. And if you are a creator, you know that pain. The 17 Pro, it is still getting warm, but as not as noticeable on the other one, stop mid-recording. And also because of the screen brightness on the 17 Pro, the more visibility, I could understand the shadows and the highlights more. But all of these, they're not perfect, it's just more usable. That's the difference. Moving from a 15 Pro Max to a 17 Pro, the normal size was actually a bit noticeable and life-changing in my daily uses. I understand some of you are saying that the 0.2 inches being added up to the iPhones, but what is actually good and bad things about them? The good things, it was way easier to hold while filming, and also the one hand use feels normal again. Next, less wrist strain when shooting long day or holding your phone and chatting long day just with one hand. Now the bad things, the smaller screen basically took me a long time to get used to, and I used to type words for a couple of days because of the mismatching some of the letters on the keyboard. But overall for me, I prefer the smaller size. And when I'm thinking about it, it feels more like a tool and less like a tablet. For my content, the microphone upgrade was actually matters. And it also surprised me as well. Have a look at yourself. This is iPhone 17 Pro testing the microphone outside. This is iPhone 17 Pro testing the microphone outside. This is an audio recording on iPhone 15 Pro Max. This is an audio recording on iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now that you heard it yourself, you know the difference. I don't say that the 15 Pro Max sounds awful, no, but it sounds different until you compare it to 17 Pro. That's where you see the real gain. The 17 Pro audio is fuller, cleaner, less background noise, better outdoor, and if you are someone who talks directly to your phone, I think this is one of the major upgrades, not the actual camera. And if you might ask what is the accessories that I'm using currently with the iPhone 17 Pro, Benks has sent me 4 accessories for the iPhone 17 Pro, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been using all of them. First, I got the ArmorPro Case. This is the one for the people who drop their phone every 5 minutes, and even for myself when I'm going outside. It's been made out of real Kevlar, full protection, raised edges, and it doesn't feel bulky. Also, it works perfectly with the camera button, and I think if you want the maximum safety and the look for your iPhone, this is the one. Second, the Aurora ArmorAir. Same Kevlar, but way lighter. The same that I was using with my iPhone 15 Pro Max. And it has been my favorite case through the past compared to all the cases that I had. Basically, this is the bare phone feel without actually going naked to get the scratches. If you hate cases but still want protection, I think you should grab this. And if you don't believe me, check out my dedicated video just only on this case. Third, the MagSafe Wallet Stand. This one surprised me. It's the same green as my ArmorAir. It snaps on tight and also holds up to 4 cards. It also turns out into the kickstand for watching videos or gaming, and I think this is super practical. And last, I got the 5000 mAh power bank. Tiny, MagSafe, and only for the emergencies, but it saved me twice already. Honestly, these 4 together make the cleanest iPhone setup I used this year. And for the music listeners, this speaker is not actually much different. Again, nothing dramatic. It is just cleaner and the dialogue sounds more clear, and I think it is easier to check clips without headphones. But all of these upgrades are not something that you just notice when you get a 17 Pro. They something that if you use the past generation iPhone like 16 or 15 and then you notice it on the 17. For the performance that you actually feel them with no benchmarks, just a real world difference. On a 15 Pro Max, when you start editing short videos, you notice that sometimes your timeline doesn't move smoothly, and also when you're exporting some videos or photos, it will actually slow down the phone if you're trying to do something else. And the real big difference is when it gets warm, it will get slower. On the 17 Pro, the same workflow, they will stay smooth, and also the timeline will feel snappier and the export is much faster. And also because of the vapor chamber, the heat doesn't actually kill the performance of the phone. If you edit or multitasking, keep jumping to another app and coming back, you will instantly notice these differences. But again, if you don't do any of these, you don't feel any different. The most important thing for the people is the battery. The same app, the same brightness and the same routine. On the 15 Pro Max, I would usually end my day with the 20% to 10% left in the tank, but with the 17 Pro, I actually end my day with around 30 to 40%. With both of these, it's not just a crazy battery life, they are just reliable. The only one thing is that I don't think about charging mid-shoot anymore. That is basically the upgrade for the battery. With the AI features, useful or useless, basically the simple breakdown is if you use them for transcribing, summarize, rewrite tools, audio cleanup, the 17 Pro is noticeably faster. You will feel that instantly. But if you don't use any of these, they don't matter at all, zero value. So we get down to the question, who should upgrade? Basically, if your day is social media, message, YouTube, browsing, normal stuff, you do not need to upgrade. The 15 or the past generation, some of them they are still overkill. But if you shoot 4K regularly, film outdoors, record voice often, edit on your phone, multitasking while exporting, want less heat and clear log, then the 17 Pro is actually worth it. Not because that it is new, but because it fixes the annoying thing that you struggle with the 15 Pro Max. If this helped, hit that subscribe button because it genuinely support the channel. And let me know your experience in the comment down below. Are you going to upgrade or staying with what you got? See you on the next one. And as always, keep your tech in check.